What's up, cereal bowls? It's your favorite crazy cereal, InsaneAppleJackz here, once again with the Atomic Game Squad. How are you all doing? Because I'm doing super duper chill. Hopefully you all are doing well as well, because today we're here for another videos, and as you can probably tell based on the title of this video, today I'm doing a game review, and as you can probably tell by the title screen that I'm currently on, I'm doing Battleborn. Not to be confused with Bloodborne. You're like, Apple, I wouldn't dare. But, the reason that I'm doing this video is basically because a little while back I set up here and I did a game haul just to tell you guys how excited I actually was about Battleborn. But besides actually just streaming the game a few times, I haven't said anything beyond that video on any of my other social medias. I haven't really talked about it too much, except for my few friends that do play the game, so I thought I'd take this time to tell you guys what the game actually is, or is like, and then tell you my opinion about the game. So, for starters, the reason we started off on the title screen is because if you look at the mid-section of the right side of the screen, you can see that the game's making me sign in right now. And this is one of my beginning gripes with this game, and games like it, because a lot of games seem to be coming out like this now, where it's always online mode. And the reason why this is my issue is because Battleborn, besides just having a online PvP mode, it also has a story mode. So the fact that you always have to be online is kind of troublesome to me, because it's like, hey, if this game ever gets the servers taken off by 2K years down the line, and you ever want to go relive the story or relive the game or whatever, or if you just live in an area where internet's really terrible, you can't play this game anymore, so you basically have a game that you paid money for years ago that you really can't revisit now. And this isn't just a gripe with Battleborn, this is a gripe with always online games, period. I'll probably do a full-on rant of that sometimes if I ever feel the need, but back to Battleborn. So, Battleborn is advertised as a team-based game that is made up of 25 playable characters, and the team-based modes are able to be played either through story mode or the PvP team-based mode. And in the 25 character build layout, you have people ranging from healers to DPS and all the usual stuff. All your usual roles that you would find in MMO or RPG or whatever you're trying to play. And I'll give you an example of this real quick. Now, the reason I said 25, even though I'm obviously recording this at the time that the 26th character has come out, is because at release this game only did have 25 characters, and there are plans to release more characters, but let's just talk about the base game before we get into that. So, what about the characters? So the characters each belong to, so if you see that red symbol towards the middle section of the screen that says Generate Supporter, they each have like a clan to their lore, and based on the clan they also have a subtext like supporter, and that defines their role. And under the role they have 3 components that make up how the character play. So healer and complex would probably be the way that you described her, or agile, skirmisher, and easy for him. And that's basically how you would describe the movement speed, the attacks, and the actual learnability of these characters. So, based on that, what do the characters actually play like? Well, aside from a basic melee attack, you have supers and ultimates in this game, like if you were playing a MOBA, and as you played through with the characters on a story-based mission or a PvP mission, whichever, you sit up here and you gain levels. Now, the levels that you gain on the character aren't permanent, they are exclusive to the mission that you're doing with that character. And when you start a new mission, you start back over at level 1. But the reason is that you use these to invest into your skill points to build your character for that mission. And there's a secondary way of leveling your character where it's actually permanent, which is the character rank. So you have two forms of rank in this game, and there's the character rank and there's the actual player rank, which is you. So the character rank, it actually affects what I'm looking at right now, which is the Helix, which has to do with the abilities, the supers, and the ultimates that these characters get. And each Helix adds on added effect to the character. So when you get to a certain level of playing that character, as you can see in the bottom left for me of the screen, that he's a level 7 right now. So I played this character up to rank 7. And for each of those goals you hit, you get a new one of these green middle pieces. And that's an additional ability that you can add on. But for each level, you can only add one ability because you only get one skill point. So, why is any of this important? Basically because it keeps the game to a point where you can reorganize and set up the character based to your playstyle to extent based on which game mode you're playing. Just like in Borderlands, how you would sit up here and have skill trees. This is your skill tree, but instead of being able to choose skill trees based on your playstyle to extent, it kind of plays more like you pick a skill tree based on which mode you're playing, because certain characters either work really well in PvP or they work really well in story mode, and that's just because how their skill tree is laid out. The other thing that I mentioned about a command rank, the reason why that's important is because you don't start this game off with all these characters unlocked. You actually have to sit up here and get to a certain level, so you have to play either through a story mode, or you have to sit up here and do a special task to unlock the character, or you can sit up here and reach a certain level. So, right here, this was the highest level character that you had to unlock, where you had to be at least level 40 before they came out with the additional content, which sat up here and gave out keys where you could just instant unlock characters. And then finally on this page, we're going to look at two other parts. So you get a gear section where you sit up here and you collect loot from doing missions, or you could buy packs. And based on what you want to do, your loadout is made of 3 pieces of loot, and the loot sits up here. You buy it with the shards in game. It also resets. It's kind of like items within League of Legends or any MMO where, I mean, not MMO, MOBA, my bad, where you sit up here and you buy it fresh each game. There's career mode, and the career mode spans upon 4 difficulties technically, and this career mode just basically holds your titles, your challenges, and your statuses in this game. Nothing too extravagant there, but I just figured I'd talk about it since I was already in the page. Now, about the story mode. So the story mode you can play either in private, whether that be with you or a private party, or you play public and it'll sit up here and put you into a match host setting. Now, the story mode consists of a prologue and 8 missions. And essentially, that's nothing to write home about. I mean, if you're playing on normal mode, you can sit up here and get these missions done in 20 to 30 minutes. Maybe. Like, if you're playing on hard mode, hardcore mode, or hardcore advanced, so I'd say probably an hour to an hour 40 at max. So the story isn't something that's going to take you a long while to actually sit up here and beat. It's more so the fact that you're grinding up for characters and you're grinding to unlock the character that you possibly want to play or the ability that you want to use that makes this game more so long. Actually, this game, had me and my buddies not been playing on hardcore advance, we would have finished it in the first day that we got it instead of the second or third. And um, I kind of think that that's insulting how short the game is. Really, since it's called a story mode, and the story mode basically is you'll get a cutscene at the beginning of the mission. It'll tell you what your mission is, and then that's basically it. Essentially, after that, you might get a few character dialogues here and there about it, but it won't tell you too much about the actual lore of the game. It won't tell you too much about the actual lore of the mission. It's basically just, hey, you're here doing this mission. And most of the missions range from escort missions at that rate. Oh, escort this thing. Oh, you escorted the thing properly. There's a boss now. Go fight the boss. Okay. Escort this thing. Okay. There's a boss now. Go fight the boss. Or protect this thing. There's a boss. Go fight the boss. And that's basically all the story mission, all the story mode is, other than a cutscene here and there to tell you what you're doing. So I guess you can't really call it a story mode. And from what I hear, there are plans to add something, but I'm not too sure about it at this point. As hollow as it seems, to an extent, I wish there would have been more. I just don't know what to say about it. But as you can see over here, I am at level 76, so there must be something about this game that has drawn me to it, because there's, as a character, you can hit rank 100 so far, and that's their cap. So to be 76 out of 100 and to be talking all this good mess about it, I must like something about this. But right here in the PvP mode, you have 3 different modes, and I'll try to cut in footage of these if I have some around. But you have Incursion, which is basically destroy their towers. Okay, you destroyed both their towers, you win. Capture. And capture is basically, oh, hold the points for the longest, get the most points, you win. And then finally you have Meltdown, which is the equivalent of Smite Arena. Oh, get your minions inside of their zone. You got a certain amount of minions in the zone, you win. And that's basically it at that point. Other than that, there's not too much to this game. And honestly, I will say that I did have my expectations kind of shattered after playing the game. I do enjoy it. I did appreciate what it was. But if I had to give it an overall ranking, I would give this game 7.5 out of 10. It's a good game to sit around and josh around with buddies with. The lore is kind of interesting, where you sit up here and you unlock the story to the characters by doing certain objectives. Though it's annoying to actually have to get the story. You have to sit up here and do a certain amount of things as a challenge in order to learn about the character. And even then, it's only telling you about character-on-character interaction rather than a story of anything else. So it's kind of a loose end situation where, oh, I now have small developmental information about characters, but I don't know too much about the character itself. Oh, I have small developmental information about the game, but I don't have information about the world as a whole. It's really generic to that extent. I'm not going to spoil the plot of this game, but really, you can sit up here and probably just guess. So, saying all that and giving it a 7.5 out of 10, you're probably like, so Apple, why am I even sitting here waiting for you to tell me whether or not to buy it? Well, despite all that, like I did say, I had hours of fun with this. And when it comes down to playing games, it is whether or not you can have fun with it. And with this game being cheaper now after the price drop, I would say if you just want to have something fun that you can grab four other buddies with and you play online and you guys just run this as a group and kill a few hours, yeah, sure, go ahead and grab Battleborn all full-heartedly. But I won't sit up here and tell you to go in and expect some type of masterpiece, some type of extravagant works that Gearbox usually delivers. And, that's pretty much all I have to say about this one. Leave a comment down below if you did buy Battleborn. Let me know what your opinion was on it. Let me know what you thought about this video. I'm not going to send you to the end of the box on this one, but as always, remember, like the video if you liked it, dislike the video if you disliked it. Sit up here and check out my links in the description, and munch, 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 that's a wrap.